Hi everyone, my name is Christy and welcome to my Trying a New Makeup Product Everyday series. Today I am so excited about this product. This product just brings together so many of my favorite things. First of all, it's from one of my favorite brands, LA Colors. Second of all, it's one of my favorite types of makeup products to try out, a foundation. It's from one of my favorite stores, Dollar General, and it's at an amazing price point. It only cost $4. So this is the LA Colors Truly Matte Long Wearing High Pigment Foundation. And like I was saying, I got this at Dollar General and I was able to get it in the shade Natural. In store at Dollar General, I will give them credit. They have a great makeup section. I don't think this has like a crazy great shade range, but I was pretty happy to be able to get a shade that looks hopefully light enough for me. It was hard for me to figure out on the website what the shade range is because they just kind of show one shade per product page, if that makes sense. I also had a hard time finding much information on it, so we're gonna go in just kind of not having expectations. But it says it's a long-wearing, high-pigment formula that applies as a liquid and blends to a beautiful, matte, powder-like finish. So that sounds awesome. I did a good job choosing a product that was still sealed because in my most recent huge Dollar General makeup haul, I talked about how some of the products I picked up were already opened. And that's my fault for not paying closer attention. But if you have not seen that huge makeup haul that I did from Dollar General recently, I'll have that video linked in the description down below so that you can see all of the makeup products that I picked up at Dollar General that I spent so much money on getting all of those products. But I got so many of them because they're at an amazing price. So I like the packaging on this. It has the pump, so I'm gonna pump onto the back of my hand here. And then I'm gonna take my dampened makeup sponge. Maybe I should try this out in a few different techniques. But this is the sponge from Beauty Bakery that I've been using every day. I really like it. You know, what I am gonna do though, before I apply it with the sponge, I'm gonna start out with the technique of applying it with my fingers. So I'm just gonna take a little bit and, ooh, pigmented. I love a good coverage foundation. It applies fine with your finger. It's very liquidy of a formula, so there's a little bit of like little fingerprint marks in my cheek I can see as I'm blending it out. But it's looking very nice and smooth with really great coverage. Wow. The shade, I mean, it looks a little bit dark on me. Like you can definitely see the line from my face to my neck, so I'll have to make sure to blend that. But overall, I am so pleasantly surprised and impressed by how this is looking on the skin because of how completely smooth and natural that texture is. Wow, that is actually so beautiful. And some really good coverage so far. All right, now I'm gonna take my sponge and let's see how it looks when I apply it with the sponge, if there's any difference. I remember it used to be hard to find good coverage from super inexpensive foundation products, but I'm just so happy to see that that is not the case anymore. This looks amazing, amazing on my skin. And if you have seen my videos, you know I am very picky with foundations. I am very picky about the texture of a foundation on my skin. Like if it looks cakey at all, I'm going to not like it. And this is supposed to be a matte foundation, so I was a little worried that it might look dry and cakey, but it does not look that way at all. I will say I am wearing my regular skincare routine. I just did my skincare this morning, so I'm wearing the Coola Matte Sunscreen. So that's not even like a super hydrating, glowing sunscreen. I actually really don't like that sunscreen, but that's something I'll get into in another video. I just need to wear sunscreen every day. And then the primer that I'm wearing on top of this is the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. And that's the primer I've been using every day. So that's why I wanted to just use that standard primer. Make sure that my skin is prepped to the best of my ability so that the foundation can look as good as possible. And what I'm noticing is that the foundation is basically reflective of how my skin looks underneath. So there is glowy hydration like peeking through with my skin. So I wouldn't say that this is necessarily matte. I think it's depends on how your skin looks. So I still have my cheek bare here, and you can see like the shine on my skin from my skincare, the primer, and how with the foundation on, it's mattified it a bit, but overall it's still glowy and looks really good. So this might become my new go-to foundation for trying out primers. This reminds me actually a lot of the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation that I always review primers with, because it looks so good if your skin underneath looks so good, which is why it's perfect for trying out with primers. And I can actually have my review of the Ciate London primer linked in the description down below if you want more information on that, because I love this primer. But seriously, like, my skin looks amazing. It doesn't look like there's a foundation on, and I feel like now that I've applied more of the color, it's kind of not looking as different to my natural skin tone. And I'm just gonna stick with using the makeup sponge because the coverage is still incredible with the sponge, and I just personally blend faster with a sponge, and then I don't have to have any of those little fingerprint marks. I just did I think this is my second pump, and that may have even been too much, which is awesome when a product blends out so easily and has such good coverage that you barely need to use much at all. Okay, like, I am obsessed with how amazing this foundation is. I haven't heard too much about this foundation, and I think it needs so much hype. I was looking it up online, and I think I saw that you could get it at other great discount retailers like Big Lots. I think I saw it at Walmart. So for such an inexpensive, like, accessible type of product that you can pick up easily at a bunch of different places that looks absolutely incredible on the skin, it needs all the hype, and people need to know about this because people need to try this. It's amazing. So hopefully that's what I'm doing today with this video. Okay, like, now that I have this color on and I've blended it down my neck a bit, I think I love this shade. That's very lucky. Like, I'm lucky that this shade is such a perfect match for me. And that also makes me love this foundation even more, because even though I try and ignore when a foundation is not the right match and try and still give it an honest review, it makes it difficult to really tell how something is when it's not the right shade. And so now I can just really look at how my skin looks and how my makeup looks, and it just looks amazing. Oh, I'm so happy right now. But I'm like, why are there high-end makeup brands that I'm spending $30, $40? Well, I'm not necessarily spending that because I'm usually getting them in Ipsy or BoxyCharm, but sometimes I do. And they don't look half as good as this $4 foundation. Like, that's why I absolutely love LA Colors, and I have loved LA Colors for years. I've tried out hundreds of LA Colors products on my channel, and I just need everyone to know how great LA Colors is. And I've also probably tried out, I'm like looking at my foundation drawer right here, dozens, 50 foundations throughout this series, and this is honestly top 5 maybe. Like, incredible. I have zero complaints, especially the fact that it's $4. Okay, well, you can't completely judge a foundation on how it looks first impression, and I am just using up the rest of the foundation that's on my hand, but already I'm at full coverage. But it doesn't look heavy on the skin, but it's just looking like the most perfect, flawless base. Oh my gosh. And the fact that there is no cakiness. Like, this is the perfect foundation. Oh my gosh. Okay. But so yeah, like I was saying, you can't completely judge a foundation on first impression. So I need to, of course, continue my wear test. I am going to wear this for the rest of the day, and I will update you. Maybe if I can think of it, I'll try and take some clips to include in my video. But if I forget, if not, I will definitely write my wear test results in the description down below. But gosh, I am keeping my fingers crossed that this looks as good now all day long, because it is just perfect. Perfect, perfect. I will say I have like my smile lines here, and it's sitting in the smile lines a little bit, like a little bit of creasing. So I may set that with a powder. Maybe I'll set my nose as well, but I don't usually set my cheeks, my forehead. So I'll be able to see how this lasts with and without a setting powder. But yay, 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 yay. I am so, so happy about this. I did not expect to find my new favorite foundation today, especially for $4, but today is a good day, and that's exactly what happened. So if you have tried out the LA Colors Truly Matte Long Wearing High Pigment Foundation, please let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching my video today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see the makeup that I try every day. And I will see you tomorrow in my next video. Okay, so here is a 4-hour check-in in Natural Light Hair Texture. And I think the foundation is looking so good. I was just wearing a mask for maybe like 45 minutes straight, so I have like a mask line. And my nose has gotten a little shiny, and maybe it's broken up a little bit on my nose, but also I had the mask on right there. But it looks so good, so smooth still. Oh, I am loving this foundation. Back for my 7-hour check-in. I'm in front of a window, so hopefully this gives a good view of my skin. The makeup still looks incredible. This foundation has truly amazed me all day long. It's looked so good, so smooth, such good coverage. I did put on my blush, bronzer, highlighter. It got a little shiny on my nose, but nothing too greasy. Just overall, I think it lasted so well. It stood up to the wear test. It was a little hot and humid at some points today. Then it was also kind of rainy. So I am so happy with how this looks. My chin a lot of times gets really dry throughout the day. That didn't happen today. Just overall, I have no complaints. I'm so happy with this.